What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight... Alright, we're coming back to Mary's Blood. Yes, indeed. Mary's Blood fans, feeling you. Come on now. Here we go. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all of the clicks and the likes and the bibbidi-bobbidi-bob, do me a favor, before you do all that stuff, please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from SMB, and this is actually one of SMB's 3 prioritized requests for the month of February for being a gold tier member on the Patreon page. So, here you go, SMB. I hope you enjoy the show, man. SMB wanted to see me react to this song by Mary's Blood called Black Cat. Now, have I heard the song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard the song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait a second, I've heard this song before, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This was posted by Mary's Blood Official, okay? And the video has 6,600 views. It's not gonna get you there, sorry. Look, I'm sure the song is fine, I'm sure the video's fine. I'm just saying, 6,600 views, it's not gonna get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Black Cat. That's all I got. Got some artwork here. It does say Mary's Blood, so I think we're in the right place. Look, if this is not the right link, don't blame me. Blame SMB, because I'm using the link he gave me. So, but he's never led me astray before, so I'm pretty sure we're in the right spot. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
Good place as any. Very straight ahead song. It's in 4, but it's got that 6/8 feel going for diddle 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 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6. It has that going. But it's still a straight ahead 4/4 song though. I like how the song started off with the drums and then the organ coming in right behind it by itself. It wasn't organ and bass and guitar. It was just organ coming in alone to join the drummer, which had already started things off. I like that approach. Kind of Deep Purple-ish. Kind of got that Deep Purple feel going for it. Kind of an Iron Butterfly-ish feel, maybe, possibly. But very organ heavy at the beginning. And here's the funny thing. After the intro, we got into the verse 1 and verse 2. All of a sudden we had a transition where, in the intro, you had the drums start, you had the keyboard come in after that, and then after the keyboard had entered and established itself, guitar and bass came in and joined. But the keyboard was still at the forefront. They felt to me like the keyboard was still leading the charge. We get to the verses, and all of a sudden that flips. Keyboard goes to the back, guitar and bass, well, not so much bass, but far more guitar, comes up to the front and starts to take charge. It's an interesting shift in power. It's an interesting paradigm shift. It works. I mean, it definitely works. I just feel like, the keyboard has such a strong opening. It's like, it's like football, right? You have your second string. For some reason, you decide to start your second string quarterback, and he goes out there and he does a really good job. No interceptions. He throws, out of eight attempted passes, he completes 7 of them, including a touchdown pass, right? So that's the first drive. So he's 7 of 8. He threw for, 65 plus yards and got a touchdown. No interceptions, right? No sacks, no problems. And then on your second drive, you're going to take him out and put your first string quarterback in. Why? Your second string guy is doing so good, Why would you want to take him out? He's doing great. 7 of 8 plus a TD touchdown, a TD pass. Why? Why would you take him out? Just so you can put your first string in? That doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. Chip Kelly, I'm talking to you. Anyway. Not that I'm bitter. No, not at all. Anyway, but you see my point though? Like, you have the keyboard player, he came in, she came in, she did a great job, leading the charge. And then we get into we get out of the intro into the verses, and now guitar player takes the lead. I don't know why. I don't get that, but it sounds good. It sounds fine. I don't have any problem with it. I'm a little confused. That's all. I love what's happening in the drums with those accents on the 1, the 3, the 5, and the 7. Is it 1, 2, it's on the, is it offbeats or downbeats? Oh, wait. 1, so 1, 3, 1, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's on 2, 4, and 6. That's what it is. 2, 4, and 6. Okay, that's what's happening. Okay, so the drummer's got this 3 feel going. Within the 4/4, it's still 4/4, but got that 3 feel going within the hi-hat, and she's got the accents on the 2 and the 4 and the 6. That's what's happening. Man, I dig it. I love that. I love it when she does that. I know it's such a small thing, but it's really grabbing my attention. Anyway, let's get back into this.
Yeah.
it is 4/4. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. But within the drums, you got that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I was wrong. It isn't 2, 4, and 6. She's hitting either the hi-hat or in this case right now, the ride on all 6 of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Of that 6 feel pattern within the 4/4. You heard on the ride that time. I think I actually like it more on the hi-hat than the ride. I don't know, maybe for some reason the hi-hat feels more accented to me than the ride does. I mean, it still works, but I think I prefer the hi-hat more. But it is a 4/4 time. Do not get it twisted. It is 4/4 time. It just has that 6/8 feel in there, which is really good. I mean, don't get me wrong. It works just fine. I like it. I've always been a big fan of the 3 against the 4. I've always been a big fan of that. I dig it. I've always dug it. And they're doing a great job of it here. Vocally, it sounds fine. I got no issue with anything that's happening in the vocals. Guitar sounds good. Bass sounds good. Keyboard sounds good. I mean, it all sounds good. I got no problems with this. Let's keep going here. Going to a swing field. Walking bass line. I was hoping they were going to do that. Back into the... You know, it's funny. When they went, the first time when they went from that swing feel into the straight ahead rock feel, I was thinking to myself, wouldn't it be great if they went back into the swing feel again? And they did. I was so thrilled to hear that. I really was, man. I was very happy to hear that. And then kind of predictively on the second time around, they went back into the straight ahead rock feel again. They did a great job switching between the two. Really nice. Really nicely done. Love that walking bass line. Even with that little bit of a bite on the bass, just a tiny little bit of distortion, which is all you need. You don't need a ton of distortion on bass. You really don't. A little bit will go a long way. And it's funny to hear a little bit of a distortion tone, just a slight distortion tone on a walking bass line. That's good stuff. That is fun to hear. Now they did a great job. Great job on the solo section. All 4 sections of the solo section sounded really nice. Let's finish this out and we'll get to the review. I like the drum solo coming out of it. Makes sense. Little measure for her. Nice. long was that song? That feels accurate. It feels accurate. I was thinking maybe it might have been a longer song. I was like, is this one of the 6-minute songs I'm reacting to today? I'm reacting to a bunch of 6-minute long songs today. No, it's 4:45. It felt like 4:45. Okay. I was like, this is one of those songs that just flies by, was it? No. It's right where it needs to be. Cool. Okay. This is an interesting one. I dug it. I definitely dug it. The question is how much did I dig it? Let me get my thoughts together, and I'll see you in the review, and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Mary's Blood with Black Cat. This was a request from SMB, and this was actually one of SMB's 3 prioritized requests for the month of February for being a gold tier member on the Patreon page. So there you go, SMB. I hope you enjoyed the show, man. I debated on this for a while, actually. I'm going to be honest with you. I debated on this for a little bit longer than I thought it was going to take. I thought I was able to come up with a score pretty quick with this one. No. Couple of things kept rearing their ugly heads and going, you didn't think about this. You didn't take this into account. And I kept shifting back and forth between 2 scores. So I finally made up my mind. I'm solid on this. I'm not going to change it afterwards. So let's get to that rating, shall we? Out of a possible 5 stars, I'm going to give that 5 stars. Yep, 5 out of 5 stars. You heard me. I didn't stutter. That is the score I feel this song deserves. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay, I was really seriously debating between 4 and 5 on this. It was not going to go any lower than 4. Look, straight up, bottom, at the very, very least, this would be getting a great score. At the very least, okay? I really enjoyed this. This was a lot of fun, and there were some great things going for it. And when I thought about it, there was actually some impressive things going on in there as well. So let's start with everything. Let's start at the beginning. Songwriting, okay? The arrangement on this song, fantastic. Look, this song is in 4/4. It's very obvious when you would hear those accents, those downbeat accents. 1, 2, 3, 4. It was very obvious, despite the fact that we had a very, very heavy 3 presence in there. That 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Especially being accented by the drummer. Now, this is one of the things that I thought was impressive. The fact that the drummer was able to make those accented 3s happen, but yet still maintain the 4 all the way through the entire song. That's not easy to do. I mean, it really isn't. It takes a lot of concentration and a lot of thought and a lot of focus to make that happen. I know a lot of people are like, well, isn't she just sitting back in the pocket and groove? Technically, yes, she is. But be able to switch between that ding, 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 ding on the accents on either the hi-hat or the ride, and then out of nowhere switch into the downbeats of 1, 2, 3, 4, and then again 1, 2, 3, 4 on those accented parts to work as segues from phrase to phrase. Not always easy to do. You have to be internalizing a 4/4 pattern. You have to be internalizing a 4/4 clock while playing with the 6/8 and keeping that 6/8 feel going, but not making the song into a 6/8 song. So kudos to her. I've always been a big fan of 3 against the 4 in the songwriting, so I got no issue with that. You can interpret it as a 6/8 song. Sure, you could. But the 4 is very present. So I'm internalizing it as a 4/4. It really feels like 4/4 to me. And I could be wrong, okay? I very well could be, but I don't think I am, because I really felt that 4 very present through the entire song, especially on those sections, like I said, where they were transitioning from phrase to phrase and they would hit those accented 4s. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, it's it's open to interpretation, obviously, but I really believe it's 4/4. Anyway, moving on. The chordal pattern they established utilizing a lot of those flat fives, flat 5 to the 4 to the 3 to the 7 to the 1. I think that's really nice. Da, 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 da. You know, that was really cool. Very easy to follow, kind of predictable a little bit, a little repetitious, but there's nothing wrong with that because that's going to lead to comfort and that's going to lead to ease of access for the average listener to listen to this and be able to follow along with it pretty easily and enjoy the tune. So nothing wrong with that at all. The tempo was a nice tempo, not too fast, not too slow. Guitar sounded really nice, good guitar tone, nice and crunchy. Could it have been a little thicker? I think it could have been, but I'm glad it wasn't because, okay, could it have been thicker? Yes. Would it have sounded fine if it was thicker? Yeah, maybe, probably. I think the guitar tone she had was just fine. It got a nice amount of chunk to it, but at the same time, it wasn't so thick that okay, if it had gone thicker, there's a possibility. I'm not saying it would have happened, but there's a possibility. Some of the stuff that she was doing, it might have gotten muddied up. So I think the guitar tone that she had was just fine. Bass, I could actually hear the bass. It was really nice to hear the bass. I love that little bit of distortion. Just a tiny bit of distortion on the bass. Not being overly done. I cannot tell you how many times I've heard bass players discover distortion and go, oh look, a new toy! I know I certainly did. The first time I tried putting a distortion pedal on a bass, man, I cranked that thing up like I was a guitar player. And it sounded awful. It sounded horrible. At the time, I thought it sounded great. No, it didn't. It sounded like a muddy mess. Putting distortion on a bass frequency, you got to be careful because we are dealing with a lower frequency range. So you got to be careful with that distortion. It's very easy to overdo it. A little bit of distortion on bass goes a long way. Trust me. And I think she did a great job utilizing that. Drum sounded well mixed. I love the organ patch, especially in that intro. This is not a criticism. I want to be very clear. I'm not criticizing them for this. The intro where they had the drums start off, the organ came in, guitar and bass came in, joined the keyboard, but the keyboard was still at the front. And then when we went into the verses, all of a sudden that switched and guitar took over and took the lead. It's not a criticism. I'm a little confused why they changed it there. You know, if they had the guitar come in and take the lead when the guitar came in during the intro, I don't think it would have been as jarring for me personally. I'm a little confused as to why they had that shift happen in the verses. If they were going to have the guitar take the lead anyway, why not just have the guitar take the lead in the intro when the guitar took over? Why let the keyboard keep the lead and give it this false sense of hope? You know, I used the quarterback analogy during the reaction, and I stand by that. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not criticizing the band for this. I am just curious. I have questions. I'm not sure why they did it. It sounded fine, but I'm just really wondering why they decided to take that route and make that change happen where they did. Anyway, the big thing for me and what really pushed this into the 5 was the solo section. Switching between that swing feel and that straight ahead rock feel. The first time they did the swing feel, that was a nice surprise. And they did it well. The drummer really did a nice job establishing that swing feel. The walking bass line, really well done. It's interesting to hear a walking bass line with a little bit of distortion on it. I don't think I've ever heard that before. That was really neat. And the guitar player playing more of a jazzy style of guitar solo. And then when we switched up to the straight ahead rock, everything switched up. Drumming switched, bass playing style switched, guitar soloing style switched into a more straight ahead rock. Funny thing is, when they did that, I was thinking to myself, I would really love it. And I really hope they do this. I really hope that they go back to that swing feel. And sure enough, they did. Man, talk about what a great way to make me happy. when I hope for something that's going to happen in a song, and it actually does. And then predictably, they went back into the straight ahead, rock section to finish out the solo. Drum solo to come out of it and transition back into the chorus. Very smart, very smooth, very well thought out on that regard. Given that finality, solo's over, we're going back into the song, and here we go. That's a great way to do it with the drum solo. Very intelligent, very smart, very impressively pulled off. So yeah, I feel good with that 5-star rating. I do. It was very impressively done. Everything about the song sounded good. Like I said, I had a couple questions about what they did in the intro, but what they did in the intro didn't sound bad. It sounded fine. It sounded really nice, actually. I'm just curious about the decision making, that's all. But overall, very impressive song, a lot of fun to listen to, and I absolutely would listen to this again without question. So 5 out of 5 stars, I feel good with that score, and that's where we're gonna stay. So 5 out of 5 stars, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's gonna do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hopefully I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, then I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, well then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for the night, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.